Welcome, yogis, to day 5 of the New Year challenge. We are officially halfway through our challenge after today, and the theme of our day today is comfort. So please feel free, if it feels comfortable to you, to bring a pillow into your practice, or a blanket, or a comfy sweatshirt, anything that feels comforting. We're going to go ahead and start on our back in Shavasana, taking up space. If you have a pillow, feel free to prop it underneath your head. Again, the goal here is just blissing out, shoulders down the back, taking up space, getting easy, breezy, comfortable. No manipulation of the breath, just starting to close down the eyes and soften, becoming aware of the breathing without any need to change it. Again, you can get extra cozy by popping a pillow under your head or maybe underneath the legs, covering up with a blanket if that feels nice. Just allowing the first few moments of this practice to be arriving on your mat in the most comfortable way possible. Maybe running a short body scan starting at the feet all the way to the top of the head, checking for any spots of tension. Maybe even that's too much work for right now, and really the goal is just to detach from even that. Feeling our muscles get heavy against the gravitational pull of the earth. Our bones get heavy against the pull. Soft, easy, and comfortable. On your next inhale, start to gently guide one leg and then the other into center, giving yourself a little rock side to side if that feels good. Bringing the feet to the mat with distance, so a little bit wider than hips, and just letting the knees fall center. Taking a few gentle, easy breaths to release through that low back, the outer hips. Again, sending breath down the back into those hips, and letting that exhale release any tension. Continuing to visualize and feel the heaviness of the muscles and bones against the floor. More nice deep inhale, and on the exhale, split the legs, walk the left foot over, and just let the legs fall to the right, gently anchoring through the left. No forcing here, just allowing whatever that shape is to be exactly what it is. Feeling a gentle opening through the low back, top of the hips, the obliques, maybe even into the chest. More nice deep inhale. Exhale, walking the legs over to the left, maybe even propping that pillow underneath the left thigh if that feels good as you let the legs fall to the left. So really just letting this be so easy. Having a pillow to support the legs to bring the ground up to you is a great tool for any practice when you want to really find a touch of gentleness. More nice deep breath in, and then on the exhale, gently rolling over onto your right side, coming up using either the hand or the bicep as a little pillow here. Again, just being super easy. Rolling onto that left hip, pop the left hand down for support. We're just going to, rolling onto the right hip, left hand for support, just gentle circles. Starting to open up into that hip girdle. Trying to go at a small enough circle that we're not rocking forward and backward on our hips. Imagine you've got a marker on that left knee and we're just drawing circles here. Other direction. Letting this be super duper easy. This is not about how big you can make the circles. It's about how good you can make these circles feel. If you have your pillow, feel free to start bringing it up to your face if that feels all right or good. We're going to flip it onto our belly for a half frog. So we're going to bring our left leg out to 90-degree angle, our right leg long against the mat, and our left arm out to 90. Taking nice deep breaths. Again, you can put a pillow under your face here if that feels good. But just allowing the eyes to close, opening up through that left hip. Nice, easy breaths here. Noticing if there's tension, try not to force the hip into any position. Just allow it to melt as the femur starts to gently lengthen away from the hip girdle. Taking one more nice deep inhale here. Starting to slide your left foot back, bringing big toes together, knees wide. Let's just find our child's pose. Setting up, hips reaching for the heels, fingertips reaching the top of the mat. Taking some big, full belly breaths in, filling the belly, expand against the thighs. Exhale, letting it all go. And again, just allowing yourself to find that place of comfort and ease here. Softness, no forcing. Just feeling how your body naturally gets heavier as we switch its direction against gravity. One more nice deep inhale, and on your exhale, start to slide back up. You can either go ahead and just roll on to your left side. I'm going to turn around and face you, but we're going to do the same thing we did, making a pillow with our bicep or with our hand, gently rocking onto our left hip this time. Right hand drops down and just starting to take those gentle circles. Again, imagining you've got that marker on the right knee, just starting to trace circles. I don't care how big your circle is. I care how good that circle feels. Trying to keep the rest of the body stable so that we can really get into that hip girdle. Let's go other direction here. As I'm sure you hear in every yoga class you take, because it's just simply the truth, one side very possibly feels completely different than the other. It's just the nature of our body. We carry imbalances from the way we sit in our day, the way we stand. So it's a good thing to take note of, just so we can start to become aware of that imbalance and start to stabilize across the body over time. Go ahead and start to extend your right leg out into that 90-degree angle, coming onto your belly, maybe taking the pillow back under your head, bringing that right arm out into that 90. Forehead can go down or to the side again. Taking your moment here just to soften through that inner thigh, that hip. Maybe you feel tightness on the outside of your glute. Everybody's body is different. Maybe this is super duper easy for you. When we take longer holds in these shapes, it allows for more release of those muscles. So anytime we do static stretching, which is where we hold a muscle in a stretched position, we want to make sure that we're in that position for at least 30 seconds. And we want to make sure we're breathing through it. So that 30-second period allows the muscle to stretch, to trigger the brain and say, hey, I'm stretching. And then for the brain to respond and start to lengthen through that muscle. But that whole process of going up our nervous system and shooting back out takes 30 seconds. So if you're any shorter, we don't get those benefits. One more nice deep inhale, and on that exhale, start to slide the toes together, finding child's pose here. Taking a big breath and reaching the fingertips. Exhale, softening into the shape, maybe rocking side to side on that third eye. The space between the eyebrows. Maybe you notice a little bit of congestion coming up. That rock can feel really good here as well. We're going to take our right arm and we're going to extend it across our body and thread the needle from child's pose. From here, we're going to bring the right ear to the mat and just soften. Deepening the twist in the side body and starting to open up through the right shoulder blade a little. Again, you can always bring the pillow underneath your head if that feels more comfortable. Taking about 3 to 5 rounds of breath here, depending on how slow we're breathing. One more nice deep inhale, and on that exhale, stretch that right hand back out. Let's go left hand underneath, threading the needle, coming to the shoulder in the left ear. Dialing down through the right armpit, just starting to feel that stretch through the side body and the left shoulder blade, maybe closing down the eyes, really sending that breath into any pockets of tension. Letting it go with an open mouth exhale. Remembering we want to feel good. So if you're holding in a position that feels tight or hard to hold, pull back. Take care of yourself. We do enough beating ourselves up. This is not the time. More nice deep inhale, exhale, stretch back out, starting to find your way into tabletop here. Stacking the joints, hands under shoulders, knees below hips. Just close the eyes and start to take some organic cat-cow shapes or spinal movement. So maybe it's traditional cat-cow. Inhale, dropping the tailbone. Exhale, rounding the spine. Maybe we travel the cat-cow. Maybe it's exploring all 4 corners of our mat, just letting it be exactly what it needs to be. Just making sure that if we do one side, that we go ahead and hit the other as well. Breathing into this, beautiful. Taking a couple more seconds, couple more rounds of breath here. Meeting back in that tabletop in 4, and 3, and 2. Gripping the floor, extend that left foot back, pointing the toe, planting it on the floor, and then rock back over the toes, pressing it forward. Back and forward. Staying engaged through the arms, so we're not dropping to one side or the other, just starting to get a nice stretch through the foot, through the ankle, through the calf, maybe even through the glute or quad. Beautiful. Zip that left knee up. Let's go right side. Extend that foot, plant the toe. Start by shifting back and then pressing forward again, breaking up the fascia of the foot, getting a nice stretch in the toes and the calf, keeping the core engaged so we're not offloading in the low back. Continuing to breathe into this. If there's a place that feels particularly good to hold, hang out there. One more nice deep breath in. And then on our exhale, slide that leg back in, flip both toes, maybe bring the knees together if that feels okay. And then we're going to sit back in a toe stand. So toes are going to be folded under. This is a big stretch in the foot. So if it doesn't feel good, come out and shake it out whenever you need. Scoop the tailbone. We're going to just take some shoulder rolls to the back. Again, if you need to release the foot, bind by all means. One more to the back. Let's take those shoulder rolls to the front, just starting to release any tension that might be creeping up in the shoulders and the neck. Breathing through the tightness of the foot. And then lift the arms up and release. Shoulders to ears and release. Chin drops to chest, little rolls of the head side to side, trying to keep that spine neutral. Not lifting the shoulders as the head rolls. We're almost out of this, team. Beautiful. I know this can feel pretty extreme if you're still with me on the toe stand. Inhale. Next time you get to the middle of that chest, pause, roll it up one vertebra at a time, gently bringing it back into tabletop. Flip the toes and tap on the tops of the feet. So, so good. Bringing the knees together, we're going to take a narrow child's pose. Bring that pillow to your head if you like. Extend the arms alongside the body, palms up, and close down the eyes. Finishing here today with a few rounds of breath just to release through that spine, the hips, the neck. This version of child's pose is so beautiful for posture restoration. It's also really good if you have any low back pain or hip pain. It really allows for that stretch and that lengthen gently through the base of the spine. Again, just allowing yourself to see how gentle we can keep ourselves here. How comfortable we can stay in stillness. Sometimes we surprise ourselves with just how uncomfortable being still actually is for us. We live in a world that goes all the time, and when we have a moment just to pause, we find we don't know what to do with ourselves, and we sort of subconsciously race to the next move. So just practice finding comfort in the stillness. One more nice deep inhale, filling your belly with air, and on the exhale, start to gently sit up on those heels if that's okay. Inhale, sweeping the arms up and overhead, connecting the palms and drawing them down to heart center, closing the eyes. Thank you, Writer Yogis, as always, for taking a pause in your day to take care of your body, especially today. A lot of times we don't show up for our bodies in ways that promote gentleness. And it is incredible the effects, both neurologically, physiologically, with digestion and sleep, energy, hormonal balance, all the beautiful things that get put back into a proper balance when we take a moment just to practice stabilizing and taking care of our nervous system. So one last deep inhale through the nose, sipping a little more air at the top, and then let it go. The light and the teacher in me honors, loves, and appreciates the light and the teacher in you. Namaste. I will see you all again tomorrow for day 6. Woohoo! We're doing it, yogis. I hope that you have a beautiful